Hello everyone, in this episode we're going to take some puzzle cubes and almost start putting them together. But first we got to make sure they're all the right size. So you should be done with your Autodesk Inventor stuff. You should have your drawings, your parts, your assembly all done, and then I'll give you a bag of 27 cubes. You'll have to measure them, and this is shared with you. And then find the mean, median, mode, range, standard deviation, the maximum, the minimum part, create a histogram, and then you'll be good. So actually, let me put a note here. Remember your histogram. All right, so first thing you're gonna wanna do is get 27 cubes, and then you're gonna wanna get one of these dial calipers, and you can get them over on our shelf in the corner. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take these puzzle cubes, and you're going to notice that there is a grain of wood on them. So there's the curved side and there's the straight side. You want to make sure that the grain is going side to side. Can you see that? Alright, and then I'm going to just start lining them up. So pick up a piece, check the grain of wood, flip it so it's going side to side, line it up. Next thing you're going to do is number them. Alright everybody, this is where quality control happens. So we want to make sure we have 27 cubes all about the same size. First thing we want to do is we're going to start using a dial caliper. So a dial caliper is when we close this whole thing, we want to make sure that this top part's at 0, and we want to make sure that the dial is at 0. If for some reason your dial caliper is not at 0, you unlock this bottom one and you twist it so that it's all lined up with 0. Go ahead and lock it back up, and just please be careful because these parts do fall out, and these are very nice dial calipers. Okay, so let's start measuring. So we're going to pinch the puzzle cube in there, and you can see right here that it is less than 1 inch because there's our 1 inch. And if I set this back again with the grain of wood going side to side and our number is up, we get a number that is, we can see 0.7, we can't quite see 0.8, and then we can see that it is 0.760. So I'm going to write that down first. 0.760. I'm going to set this back, and I'm going to grab number 2. I'm going to close it all the way, open it, put number 2 in between there, and I'm going to say 0.770. Alright, number 3. I'm going to pinch it in there, and I'm going to say that this is 0.769 for number 3. Now this is our 4th one, and all of our cubes are supposed to be 0.750. We're not getting that. So we're going to create a histogram that gives us an acceptable tolerance on what we will be able to use. Please go through the rest of your puzzle cubes, measure them, write them down. Please go through the rest of your puzzle cubes and write them down on your statistic quality sheet right now. So let's real quick find our maximum and our minimum. So let's find our maximum. If I hit this over here and I find max, and I highlight all of these numbers right here, I should have max B3 to B29. I hit enter, and our maximum number is right there. Again, if I find my minimum, I go here to minimum, highlight the same range of numbers, hit enter, and all of a sudden I have formulas right up here. So when I grade this, I'm looking for formulas, not exact numbers. Standard deviation, it automatically finds it, and also the range. The range is something that I just gave you. Let's go ahead and find the mean. So if I hit equals and type mean, that's not going to happen. But what's another word for mean? So if you type average in and highlight all of those, hit enter, you're going to find the average of that. And let's go ahead and find the median. Again, hit equals, type in median, and you can kind of, it starts writing the script for you. If I click on median and again highlight all of this and hit enter, it finds it for you. And the last formula is mode. So the most common, again, highlight it all, hit enter, and you're probably going to have different numbers because you have different numbers here based off of your puzzle cubes. Let's create a histogram. So I'm going to highlight all of these, all 27 sizes. I'm going to hit this insert, and it gives me a scatter chart. Yours might do something else. I want to change this to a histogram. I want to customize it. I want to show, and I also want a 1% outlier. Okay, so what this just did for us, I'm going to move this over here just a sec, is every cube right here is accounted for. One of these blue cubes here represents one of these blue cubes here. This is a beautiful bell curve saying that most of our parts are between 0.76 and 77, and then we've got a few outliers. So right here we are looking really good, and actually this is actually a really good looking histogram. If you have like a pile of more on the outside or one really spread apart, I'd suggest doing one of two things. First, remeasure your part. You might have had a human error and measured it incorrectly. If that is still accurate in your measuring, then you might want to trade that one part out. That's one of those outliers in for a part that's kind of right here in the middle so that all of the pieces fit together. And the big part of this is we want a histogram that looks like this so that when we start interlocking parts, they're all relatively the same size and they all fit together nicely. This is what you need to have. You need to have a histogram. You need to have formulas created. Your name should automatically go on the top because I'm pushing this out on Google Classroom. When you're done with this, please turn it in on Google Classroom and then talk to me, and it'll probably be time for you to start building your puzzle cubes. Thanks for watching.